Game of the day. Make some noise. Team Liquid versus Astralis. As we get into another best of one here, we are seeing the CZ being brought out early. It's in the hands of Glaive. He's on the CT side, of course, as the Ts actually make their way towards the B bomb site. It's Liquid who are making their way through Monster. No one really there, just Mages very defensively, and he'll have to fall back and wait for his teammates.
Yeah, no choice really. Smart move on his part to fall back now. Quick flanking. Oh, that's no bomb plant. What a shot coming up there. Incredible for Glaive, and that's going to shut it down. Not a single person going down for Astralis. How does that happen, Henry? They made it onto their site clean. It was all looking great.
They've had enough.
They just have had enough.
They've had enough. They're like, you know what? We just got being 16-2 on our map. It's time to show the world what we can do. We've woken up, and that certainly suggests they have. Amazing retake there. Remember, one player on the B side, that was Mages. They didn't drop a single kill. They denied absolutely everything there. No plant, no frags, and it's going to be the full eco for Liquid as they bring out the AKs in the third round. I'm not a massive fan of this buy from Astralis. You can see they got 4 UMPs. They're trying to counter the fact they know the AKs come out in the third, but they want utility for this round as they hold up. Hopefully they don't drop any frags. You can see Device with the AUG towards middle, just looking over the smoke right now. And we talked about this yesterday. If you're Liquid, you know this round is almost nothing for you. But if you can slow it right down and bait out grenades and make it expensive in one facet of the game, going forward, that might have a knock-on effect.
Yes, absolutely. All the little pieces matter at the end of the game, especially. They're doing a fine job here. UMP, a couple of kills there for Dupree. They've taken a little bit of damage. Dupree's running a bit low on health, and he's going to survive through the round. Device finishing off with a triple. And things are looking, you know, a little bit better than they were against MIBR, but it doesn't take much, really.
Well, yes, indeed. This portion of the game, they were actually quite competitive against MIBR. They only got 2 rounds, but they were actually in the first half and the first 5 rounds. So far, so good for Astralis. Yes, absolutely. But now the AKs come out for Liquid, and this is where they've got a real problem. As I mentioned, 4 UMPs here up against a full buy. They're going to have to do something a little bit more... kind of explore the aggression options here, see what they can really bring to the table. They can't just sit back in a default setup here. Someone needs to find a frag early on as they nade Molotov towards the T-steps. No real damage done just yet. Elige there with the Krieg. You might see Device bring that out later on as well. Don't really see it too often. And it's Glaive. As I said, they do need the hunt for a frag. He's trying to do whatever he can here. Nading out the door, blows it wide open. No frags or any damage found yet.
Yeah, and I don't think you could see it on the mainstream, but actually Device was checking for the quad boost and T-spawn. He was actually sort of aware of that. So
it's actually quite common these days, isn't it? A lot of teams will run that. Always worth a go.
I mean, it's especially smart if you can catch it, right? Then you might actually have a pretty good shot at winning that fight. So interesting to see that teams are starting to look out for that. Glaive, I'm worried, is a little bit alone here with the UMP. There's almost no backup at all.
Well, there's a smoke at least towards connector now. He can really focus towards that short pipe. We'll see whether that's going to be a good option for him. You see Naf very aware of that prospect, and Glaive will fall back towards the B-bomb site. Slow round here from Liquid, and that's been a bit of a calling card of this new look Liquid. The last few months since Adren's been brought in as coach, they have slowed things right down. A much more tactical, methodical team. As they head towards long, remember they've got that range advantage, they know it. So they're going to focus on that area, and they have 1 smoke, a couple of flashbangs left. That's not really ideal. This could work out for Astralis still, due to the lack of utility on the Liquid side.
Yeah, it definitely could, especially with the time that's left. I mean, that 1 smoke, it's going to have to work perfectly. They've got so many grenades on the CT side, but one of them comes to the smoke, and now they might actually be able to rush us down. Device already taking a bit of damage, and Elige with the opening kill, followed up as well. Twist to take down 1, and the bomb should be planted. There's only 14 seconds. They need to be quick about it. 10 of them left now. Nobody did to stop the bomb, and they've got a little bit of control here. Stewie to take down Magiscan. Just like that, it's looking good for the American side. Device and Glaive left. 2 on 4. I don't think they can actually retake this. You could see Glaive. He's sneaking up close. He wants to do a little bit of damage here. He spotted out Stewie, but it doesn't matter. Instant refrag coming through on Nitro.
Well, there it is. It will be the round going in favor of Liquid, but that's okay. Astralis knew they were going to be up against it that particular round. They had to try and find a few kills there. 3 would have been nice. 2's okay. It means they can farm a bit more extra cash with the UMPs. You get $600 per kill with that weapon. They'll have a full buy, especially with Device saving his AUG. He can actually purchase the AWP in the next round. He'll probably drop the rifle over. And remember, we didn't even get to see the CT side of Astralis against MIBR. They didn't even get a chance to get to a gun round. So there it is, Liquid posting their first. They're looking incredibly sharp today, and I'm sure Device brings out the AWP. Surely it happens here.
Yes, absolutely. Early on, definitely want to be picking that one up. That rush through the smoke over and long, I feel like if you replay that a couple of times and you catch them when they're setting up their grenades and all the rest of it, that probably works pretty well. But that was one of the times when it didn't, and it kind of kind of crumbled that A defense a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely did. The UMP wasn't the ideal weapon, but now they're much better equipped. You can see they've got 2 M4s, an AUG there, and the Device AWP. And Device is known for his dynamic gameplay on this map. He'll be in a different position almost every single round, this time choosing the monster tunnel to see if he looks towards T-spawn. He spots one, and now he's in a little bit of trouble here. Has to try and fall back, which he will. He's taking under 75 HP. Not too damaging, but that's a little bit more. It's going to be down 23, and he'll have to fall back and reposition, I feel.
Glaive right on the corner. Stewie setting it up. Oh, that's a wall bang coming through. That messes up the grenade. A moment of panic is all it took. That's actually incredible timing. Just one shot. Was that Sip coming in from the other side? I think it was, or Magisk maybe. But somebody take a couple of shots through the wall and messed it all up for Stewie. So that's a weird development.
Wow. 5 on 4 now. Stewie has been taken down. Long control for Nitro. You can see his teammates there down towards Connector as well. They still have plenty of time here, but there is a fly in the ointment. It's going to be Glaive controlling the Connector for now. As it all comes to a bit of a standstill here, we still have a few smokes on the Liquid side. Need to find a kill at this point. Device, like we said, low HP, but now in CT spawn, just trying to back up that A-bomb site as Glaive hunts for a bit of information here.
Device solo on health. He's going to be really worried. That's a good leg shot, though, on Nitro. Making things a bit more difficult. 35 seconds again as they set it up. He spots a second player, and he should know that they're coming, definitely. Grenades now going a little bit into the sky. They're just trying to see if they can do this against Device with the AWP long range, and they've already been softened up so much. This is almost impossible. 20 seconds and getting shot down every which way. That seemed like, you know, a bit too much of a prayer, I feel like, for Liquid to put everybody on long and just sort of, you know, jumping back and forth against the AWP.
They just didn't have the resources to really justify that. They had no real map control. Long was their only point of approach, and the smoke was not down. Ideally, you need to smoke the end of long, right? You saw Device from his POV. He had full control of that. Even with 25 HP, that's the benefit of the sniper, right? He can sit right back on a tiny angle. No bullets are going to hit him. He plucks off one, manages to stay alive as well, and a great setup there. He's taken so much of the aggro towards our bank position. The Orgs waiting towards bathrooms is gunning them down, and it's not the most advantageous approach, setting 4 players out of one position, because then the crossfires really will shut you down. That's going to be a pretty disastrous scenario for Liquid, though, because that has pretty much reset them. They have got enough for somewhat of a buy. At the very top, we've got Naf with 4,500. At the bottom, though, is a Liege with 19. So I don't think they can bring a lot to the table. There'd be enough for 2 AK-47s, maybe a Galil. We'll see if they want to just take a partial here, as we have a slight technical timeout. Looks like Glaive and his headphones are having a bit of an issue around us.
Yeah, definitely want to sort that out, and admin seems to be right on that one. I mean, the way that MIBR were playing against Astralis on this map, they really kept the pressure on for a lot. Like, they kept fighting for some of those early rounds and didn't really let Astralis ever get into a very comfortable position. Yeah. But I can understand if Liquid don't want to buy into this next round. I feel like that might be a bit of a risk. And as you said, they've taken a sort of a slow and maybe a little bit more methodical approach. So it would make sense to me if they were going to try and slow it down a little bit.
I think so. When you, especially when you're the underdog, perhaps when you're up against a more favored team, you want to be focusing on the money, making sure you're running your full strategies and using everything in your arsenal. They brought Adren in for a reason, right? He's known as a tactical mastermind. He's always developing executions and has those in his back pocket. If you don't get a chance to run them, you're constantly force buying. It could be a little bit too late in the best of one. So I'd prefer some sort of a partial buy here, maybe some Deagles. We'll see if that comes through. And indeed, Nafly has purchased the first Deagle, so they are going to take this a little bit easy. Here's the replay of Glaive getting it done towards that connector position. And this is what we were talking about before. You said no smoke down at all. They didn't have anything to actually fend him off. And at that point, Glaive could just go to town with the M4 and no chance of getting the bomb down there. Glaive denies that as well.
Last time I saw Liquid on this map, one of the big tools they had to, especially on the T side, playing here on Overpass, was definitely having Naf open up the B bomb side with, like, coming through the monster tunnel. He's very good at hitting those shots at the barrels. And
he really is.
So I'd love to see them just try and utilize that. Like, it's such a simple plan, but he's pretty consistent with it, so.
Yeah, an absolute beast. The Team Liquid squad on paper is scary, to say the least. There's so much aim potential in this squad. If they get going, it's difficult to shut them down. Glaive, not going to allow that, though. He's towards the fountain right now, plucking off the heads of Team Liquid, looking for his third. Not going to happen. Nafly will respond, but Dupree now has to try and deny. Then picking up the rifle here, that would be ideal. If they get it, it could be a little bit troublesome. It's only the M4, so not a huge deal considering they have no armor here. It's going to be a Liege to wield the weapon. Looking for any mistakes here, and Astralis are happy to fall back and make sure they win the round.
Well, they've fallen back in. I mean, Device is a little bit alone out there. Nobody's gone long right now for the T side, but if they were, that could get awkward. And oh no, look at this, Henry. Dupree and Device both going down. The M4, the Deagle to follow up by Naf, and just like that, it's a 2-on-3. How did they let this happen? Down the Molotov towards the bank as they try and see if they get that bomb plant down. This is very awkward, isn't it?
It really is. This is no armor, and Deagles and Glocks goes down to the 2 versus 2, and Nafly has the AWP. That's going to be difficult to shut down at this point. Stewie with the M4A4, and here comes Majors, hoping to bring this back into their favor. There it is, Nafly on the flank though. AWP has vision. Will he be able to find the frags? Nails the first one, comes down to the 1 versus 1, and now Zipex, he knows the bomb's on the truck. He might be able to get the full defuse in here, but Naf is aware of that. Does he go for it? Does he take the bait? He does, and down he goes. A very strong attempt there from Liquid. Remember, no armor, no utility, just a couple of Deagles. It comes down to a 1v1 where they could have definitely won it, but it doesn't happen, and it's going to be 4-1 now in favor of Astralis with a full buy. This is where Liquid want to be. I don't think they'll bring out the AWP too much on the T side, but it's definitely an option for them if they want to try and shut down Device. We know how aggressive he is.
Yeah, this is how the round starts with 2 kills, so you would think that'd be easy. But they could have very well lost that. And actually, this is a bit of a problem for Astralis. You know, it's great winning a round, but when you win it with just 1 person surviving like that, definitely costs you a lot of money. And now that Liquid can buy again, if they win this upcoming round, that's gonna almost ruin the economy for the Danish side.
It absolutely will. It's going to be a little bit troublesome, and this looks like another technical issue. I can hear some chatting going on in text, and it looks like their team speaker's crashed. So nothing.
Well, is communication really important, Henry? Do you really need to talk to each other?
That's what I'm thinking. Like, you and I sometimes cast without even talking to each other.
Yeah, you could do that. You could just, I mean, maybe lip reading could be in favor, or, you know, just they play with logic.
There's plenty of options out there. I feel
Should
like,
be something.
Yeah, it's kind of diva-ish to pause the game when you haven't got communications, I think. TeamSpeak goes down, just keep playing.
Go on without it. Maybe hand signals could be improved upon.
That could be a little bit troublesome with the keyboard situation.
I think Bardolph, though, he has like taken diving classes, right? I think they learn, you know, underwater. So maybe we get him in. And
I feel like you can only really say okay and emergency in those scenarios.
Is that all you need, really?
Yeah, I guess that probably is all you need.
For most cases, Henry.
Yeah, that's probably true. There's Adren, the new signing up Team Liquid. Oh, he's got some fans out here. You Adren fans? Yeah, there we go.
Understandably so.
Yeah, he's a decorated player. There he is, back on. And no longer a player anymore, now gone into the role of coach. I think it suits him perfectly. He's always been a great in-game leader, was dropping off in the fragging department towards the end of his career, and this makes a lot of sense. He's got so much talent to really mold into something wonderful, and everyone's talking about Liquid right now as one of the top teams in the future. They're currently ranked number 3 in the world, and we're yet to see them really kind of set the world alight. I want to see them lift that massive trophy and show us what they really can do, but it's going to take some time, as these things do, Anders.
Yeah, they really tend to. I mean, it's not uncommon, right, that you're just sort of all the time right at the edge. You're making that final breakthrough. Liquid have been there a number of times. And, you know, to be fair to them as well, they've had, you know, I think one sort of the best run, while Astralis have also had their best run. Like, there's something weird about how that's coincided just between those two teams. So I'm sure eventually they'll make it through. They're certainly an incredible team to watch play. Just so much fun.
You feel like this is the strongest Liquid lineup we've seen?
Yeah, I definitely
in terms of potential, I suppose.
I mean, even if I just go through in my mind and I say, well, who would you actually replace on this team if you had to sort of?
You wouldn't, would you?
It's not really clear to me how that would work.
There's no real weak links. You can't really pick one out. But speaking of the sniper situation, we can see Nitro has picked up the AWP on the T side. I think that's by virtue of Device's play and what he's showing right now. They need to shut him down, and this is definitely a good response. Nitro waiting for the aggression towards middle, seeing if anyone's pushing that Phantom position. There's Stewie, flashbang towards the connector. He's got the Krieg. Not the best weapon for real close range scenarios, especially when it comes to the spraying, but we'll see if he can make this work as the CTs are waiting. It's 2-3, gets the first frag, and Zipex dead from above. He gets the second. It's now a 5 versus 3.
Such a big advantage for Astralis that the first fight happens up by the playground there, because then Stewie's sort of forced out down through the connector, and then Sip is ready for him. So it actually all works out in favor of the Danes. This time that's Naf opening up on B. Easy headshot, long range though, as the bomb goes down. Megis stealing that with the AUG. And now we're down to 55 seconds here as they try and fall back. 2 versus 3. If Naf can secure the bomb side, this can definitely be one, but I feel like it's going to have to be him that opens it up a little bit, and he's sneaking in. I think he just ducked under, and not quite enough. Device ready and waiting for him, and I think that was the one chance there. Nitro, 1 versus 3 with the AWP. That doesn't seem very likely, does it?
It doesn't, Anders. I think he might be onto something there. He's got the bomb on his back, though, however. Makes his way towards B. Great shot. Not quite enough, though. Fantastic trade potential there from Astralis. As Zipex picking up his second frag of the round. He'll recover the AWP and give that to Device. If we look at the scoreboard quickly, 5-1 overall. He's Stewie 2K, 1-6. Same story for Twist. Those are the names you want at the very top of the scoreboard, ideally. So need to start waking up in the fragging department as they have to take another eco here. You can see that was a great position from Zipex, backed up from middle as well. As he closes things out, no chance for Nitro at all. There's the monster smoke, and they have got CZs, a Tech 9, and decent utility. You'd expect like a full-on set piece. You don't want to see the missed smoke, though, Anders. You hate to see that.
Yeah. It's the little details, right? It doesn't really cost them anything in this round, because nobody was trying to get the rush. The grenade can land right inside of that tunnel. Doesn't actually do nearly as much as I thought it would have. So they lose Magisk, but I still think they're going to be fine for now. 5-1. Such a different start here for Astralis than in their last game.
Yeah, well, if you remember, it's their T side they started on against MIBR. And
yes.
Couldn't really get anything going whatsoever. So, a sign of things to come. It was a difficult game for them. MIBR played exceptionally well. I don't think anyone expected that level, including Astralis. Maybe they're caught off guard. But now, bouncing back, looking for that 6-1 scoreline, and it's looking very likely they get it. There's the wall bang. Nitro will at least make this round possible for them. They won't be able to recover that rifle, but Nitro, he might have enough to make this round work. Still with 2 smokes and a flashbang. Goes to that monster position, but there's Blade. It's such a common spot, up on the grills, and he'll get both the frags, and 3 players survive for Astralis. Not bad at all, Anders, and that was the eco. Liquid get a couple of kills, and they're going to take a timeout here to discuss their options going forward. Do they want to continue with the AWP? If they were going to do that, it's going to take almost everything they've got, and they won't have a lot to work with it.
I feel like that slope works for so many different reasons. I mean, one of them is obviously just that, as you said, you sort of blend into the background a little bit, but also because you're elevated like this, you can actually see the flashbangs coming over the wall so much easier that, you know, maybe you get time to turn around. But this is a brilliant start for Astralis. I'm kind of, I'm a little bit surprised, a little bit shocked that they've managed to get off to such a good start. Liquid, they've had quite a lot of trouble in the equipment department and the weapons department, so maybe now they could sort of pick it up again and try and run some of the stuff they practiced. I'd like to see them just sort of take it slow once again, edge their way through the map, try and win some of those early fights.
The thing is that they're getting decent control of the map in the default. They just don't have enough towards the tail end of the round to actually make it go in their favor. They'll get all the long control, middle, but they don't have the smoke that really will block Device out of the equation. But let's see what they can do here. It's going to be the Krieg once again for Elige as Device fires off a shot towards middle, narrowly missing out on the early frag as they'll get that information towards middle. That suggests that long is actually going to be clear. They can use that intel now to get up long quickly. No one else is going to play long apart from Device. So up they go, 3 players there. And that's a great bit of intel gathered and a good call as well. They smoked the end of long there. That was a problem before, so now Device won't have such a shooting gallery at the end.
Are they going to boost over the smoke? I think they will, though, in the A-bomb side. So if they actually were to come and peek long now, they probably would get shut down. That's a nice little way to improvise it for Astralis. Just, I mean, even just getting the information is still worth a lot, but also that could catch you off guard of your Liquid.
Well, Astralis have confirmed no one's going towards long at all. They can probably leave that position for now, at least. As we hit the 1-minute mark, you can see Nitro waiting for the CT to maybe hunt for a frag here. We'll see if that's going to work out for him. Device down to 68. In terms of the setup here, all 5 players for Team Liquid are indeed by the bathrooms. Here comes the first proper execution we've seen.
Oh yeah, Dupree, he's in a little bit of trouble getting shot for the smoke. He's trying to pre-fire it, but Stewie will take him down. That's a great way to begin. And thought maybe they're going to fall back, but it seems like they want to continue a little bit. Device, he sees the gun barrel. He wants to take the shot for the smoke. He can't see anything right now. And then another kill comes through in favor of Liquid. Device up close, he's going to get shut down. It's working out brilliantly here for the T side. It's all on Magisk and Sip, and Sip's going to take down one. That bomb plant a lot delayed right now, but it's working out in their favor. Sometimes delaying that bomb plant can be so dangerous, but this time I think they did the right thing. Magisk, if they get to fall back, that's pretty much it. I mean, if they were up closer, they could try and hunt them. That would be different, but now he's going to have to actually go and dig them out of that bathroom, and I'm not sure that's going to be possible, and he may have realized the same thing. So very, very persistent push here for Liquid.
Well, Magisk will give it his all. Tries to smoke off towards long. Looks like he's bailing with the AWP. We know the money's not actually amazing for Astralis. Yes, they're up 6-1 right now, but a lot of the rounds have been expensive, especially against the pistols as well.
Yes.
And Liquid, once again, this time getting that decent information to the start. They confirm if Device is middle, you can take that long position, which they did amazingly well. Device boost behind the smoke. You'd think that'd be enough for them to fall back, but overall, it was a scrappy round, but Liquid survived with 3. Naf down to 1 point of health there. And Astralis, they save the AWP, but still, even with that, it's a difficult buy. Device says 5,400 if they wanted to drop. I think they might just take a partial by the looks of things because there's a Deagle coming out for Dupree, but there's the AUG. It is going to be dropped, so they're going for it. See if they can answer back straight away. UMPs, AUGs, the AWP, and a Deagle for Dupree. This is already on Device. He has to step up in this particular round.
Yeah, it's a great educational round in terms of just seeing what a difference smokes make in terms of just denying device. That was really good.
He couldn't have the same sort of impact. He's not as comfortable. All executions of Counter-Strike are designed to make the defense feel uncomfortable. If you can do that, he won't hit every single shot. That's exactly what happened there.
Yeah, a bunch of them were even just sort of guesswork, weren't they? You know, just sort of hoping that it would work out. And every shot he takes, they get a little bit closer, and eventually, you know, they just run him down. So you love to see that kind of work, and I think they need to continue this. 6-2 is really not a disaster for Liquid right now, but it'd be nice to see them go on a bit of a streak here and start to build their own economy. That's Dupree's hair catching fire, I think.
Yeah, it absolutely is, and I think he might be going down as well. As an absolute bloodbath going on in the connector. Dupree might be able to get this frag, which he does. Upgrades to the AK-47, but he needs another kill here. Not going to happen, and Liquid have a massive advantage now. If they win this round, they shut down the finances of Astralis, and they can really get into fifth gear. 6-3 looking almost certain at this point. The smoke towards Heaven. Glaive trying to deny the plant. Will he jump through? He's got vision. No trade as well. He could get a second hit. The dink comes through, but it's not quite enough. A Mage is left in the 3 versus 1. Should be absolutely no chance he wins this.
It's a bit close for my taste, but, you know.
The fact Glaive got out and had that sort of vision, I was a bit worried for them, but it looks like everything is under control.
Yeah, they made it work. Magisk, not much point in trying to, again, it's one thing if you could get a really quick kill and make it a 1 versus 2, but when you have to go and look for all 3 players, that's just never good news. So, gonna pick up the first there. Naf trying to get cheeky and sneak in behind him. He's gonna be able to save this 1 organ. And Liquid are right back on track. It's nice to see. I mean, I feel like that's been true for all of their games in this tournament so far, is that even when they've looked a little bit behind or when something hasn't been working, they don't really look panicked. They sort of just stick to the plan, and more often than not, it works out.
Well, that's what you want to see. Astralis with the force buy does not work out for them whatsoever. It's going to be Liquid finding their third. Mages will save the Orc there. They tried to change the setup slightly. They sent a couple of players towards middle in the Partisan, like we saw. We had Mages get long, trying to counter the fact that they might consider it to be an open position. There's Stewie in the connector, finding the majority of the kills. Great pincer from Naf as well, as that does confirm just the pistols here for Astralis. They invest quite a lot, you know. They've got Deagle and Kevlar and the Mages Org as well. That's what they've built it around. That's why they've gone for that investment. Maybe spending a little bit too much here. We'll see if they can make it work. It's Mages who will be holding towards the B site alone. So he has the rifle on that side of the map, and his teammates trying to funnel them towards the B area. You can see they've got 4 players towards the party zone. They're trying to show big numbers here and hopefully funnel them in towards that rifle.
It's nicely done by Lige, and Glaive has already used that position once, so they're definitely aware of it. Now it's been revealed, so maybe just thinking about whether or not they want to push up here. You could see they're being a very defensive Liquid, and I don't really blame them. I think, once again, they're playing this very smartly.
Nice approach so far, absolutely.
Even in the last round, where they were, what, 2 versus 4, they still smoked, you know, upper. They smoked that sniper spot where Glaive was holding. They're not really leaving anything to chance right now, which at this level of play, you definitely want to see.
Especially against Astralis. You give them an inch, they'll take a mile every single time. You've got to make sure you completely cover every facet of the bomb site before you make your final execution. That's what's going to happen now. I'm almost certain, well, with that kill coming in, they might just use that Q to make their way forward. There it is. You can see that's just flushing that key position now. It's so strong that as soon as we say that might be a problem, the Molotov lands there. And now just Zipex. He is a bit of a god and showing us how strong he is there, but he's only got the CZ. Good for 1 kill. That's it. Liquid now with, I think, 3 rounds in a row. Finally, they're looking like they could be dangerous here, and I think Astralis have to take another eco. As I said, they maybe invested a bit too much cash there. They didn't buy any Deagles or armor. They would actually have a pretty compelling buy at this point. They'd have $4,500 each, but they have to take another partial as Liquid claw their way back into it. Remember, this is a very CT-sided affair on Overpass, so Liquid are actually in a pretty good spot. They're going to not tie things up, but 6-5 is good as. And P250s, Deagles, Mages with Kevlar, that's about it. And they're sending 4 players towards the B bomb site, and Dupree with his Deagle holding the bathrooms.
That's a very interesting turn of events. If Liquid can take down Astralis already on Overpass, that would certainly make for an interesting tournament. I mean, usually we've had a couple of events so far where already in the 3rd round it sort of felt like Astralis were destined to go right to the grand finals already, and now big question mark around that.
Turns out they are mortal after all.
Yeah. They end up being taken down by Liquid and MIBR both. Well, I can't do the math, Henry, but it's going to be interesting.
That's all we need to know, and as long as this tournament's interesting, I'm still here. I'm ready.
Yeah. Listen, I try generally to avoid doing math at all levels. Elige will be taken down to Dupree. He's trying quickly for it there, but the Deagle not really working out. And now it's on Sip to maybe sneak in a kill, steal a rifle, think that's probably the most we can hope for.
Yeah, it's hopeful at best because he's got absolutely nothing to work with there. It's going to be another round on the board for Liquid. They keep 4 players alive here. Nitro, the AWP, and he's also got $8,000 in reserve after the reinvestments. This is actually looking very good for the final few rounds here as we enter round number 12. Device with the AWP once again. Astralis, not a team you'd really ever see use a double AWP setup unless it was really put on a plate for them. They've recovered it, and Dupree fancies giving it a go. Sometimes Major Squill on train, but here we go. The next gun round. This smoke missed before. We'll see if it can land towards Monster this time. Nitro will be smoking off the bathrooms for his teammates. Looks like another default round coming through. Device this time towards Lob. Dupree holding the bathrooms. No aggression of the CTs whatsoever. Very classic setup from them. I think we have got a CT stacked towards long, so you're not boosted on the flower bed. You're essentially allowing Device to have a different angle. He's not just stacked on it itself. You do need a teammate, but they've thought better of it, and they're falling back now.
That sort of position you don't want to hold for a very long time, right? Because, you know, that's 2 people with pretty much no map control. And if nobody shows up in the first 10 seconds, probably better to just, you know, leave it at that. Really aggressive stack towards the B bomb side, especially being that far up. And if this keeps up, that could actually favor Liquid. It sort of feels like they're posturing more towards the A side of the map. And if they get one good opening here, and like the 3B players probably aren't even going to make it A in time. So that would be interesting. They seem to be drawing slowly back. You can sort of see that Magisk, I think, being held back now towards the A-bomb site. And now they're on the other side, Liquid. It almost looks like they're reading the minimap too, Henry.
We'll see whether this works out for them. They are posturing to the correct position. They got 4 players towards the B side of the map. Stewie just showing a little bit of presence towards the bathrooms as well. And Zipex detects a threat, but they will see the trajectory of that incendiary. They now know that he's stuck in that position. The orb can now watch for his transfer. We'll see whether he can get out of here. He's going to need either a smoke or a really strong flashbang for his teammate. Incendiary goes down, and they're pushing through it. That could be detrimental. They do trade out the kill. Low HP on Naf. He'll be taken down. That's the threat. Thwarted for now, and they'll come through the Monster tunnel. Clave needs to find his second. Does damage and falls back.
It's really good play, really smart and safe for Astralis right now. See almost none of them exposing anything, just quickly falling back after every fight, and Twist is going to go down. Dupree with a double to end it, and things looking a little bit better this time for Astralis. And I sort of felt like they had a good opportunity there, Liquid. I think they did a decent job at drawing a couple of the defensive players back towards A, and then they sort of rotated towards B. I felt like they had the right idea, but just couldn't make it through the tunnel. Similar
seems to the first few rounds of this game. They get all the control. It looks like they're ready for an execution. And you can see there's no real threat to the CTs there. There's no flashbangs, there's no Molotovs, no smokes down. They're just hitting the shots, which Astralis will do all day long if they're given the opportunity. As we get to round number 13 here, decent buy on either side. Glaive focusing towards short. He's going to flash up, and surely he's going down. The flash is decent. Elige somehow comes out on top, though. Both players completely blind. It's the Krieg that finds the shot, and an early advantage for Liquid here. So now they can slow things right down, Anders. That's such a gift at the start of the round. You know the CTs have to react. They start dumping their utility. They have to start pushing and reacting to this play. And I'll have a look at the mini-map right now, see if we can work out where they're focusing most of their efforts. It looks like the B bomb site. Ooh. 3 players there.
Yeah, they want to go for the boost. I'd say that's very dangerous. You know, there are a couple of people on the other side flashbang to set it up, and I think they actually failed that. Now they're going to go for it, and somehow that works out. I swear Twist was even looking at that.
Yeah, he was ready, but Zipex a little bit too quick. He's actually one of the highest rated players for Astralis on this map. He's an absolute god in that B-bomb site. Fumbled the boost, but still stuck the landing with the headshot. 4 versus 4, and that's the reactive play we were looking for. But the AK still continuing to do the damage here. B-bomb site cracked wide open, but the bomb's still back in T-spawn, so won't be able to win the round just yet.
Well, even worse. Or they have another smoke actually on Stewie, so they can smoke away Device. I was getting really worried for a minute, because if they don't put up a smoke here, that could actually tear their team apart. And Dupree's flanking in, long way around, 35 seconds here. Are they going to be able to put up that smoke? I really think it's critical. Don't want to be going out of the open here. They're going to smoke the bomb instead, and actually connecting a little bit against him. I'm not even sure how. I think Dupree might be too far away. I feel like Device needed a kill to buy time, and then maybe they would have had a shot at it. Now it's going to be really tricky.
It's just one of those plays. You know you're going to have to save these weapons considering the money's so low. They just won that previous round. And if they save 2 weapons, they'll still have a pretty decent buy overall. But if they had given the opportunity, they saw Device holding that angle, if they'd given it a couple of kills, they probably would have gone for it, right? Just trying to see if there's anything there. There wasn't, they're going to fall back. But Dupree probably going to be traded out here. He'll get this first kill, no problem. But then it's the second I'm worried about. Can he just get out of there? surely Elige will take him, and indeed he will. So that's not actually worked out too well for Astralis. They save the AWP. It's round number 13 going in favor of Liquid. It's going to bring the scoreline to 7-6 now. 3 players survive on the T side. They recover the AWP. We've got a really competitive game on our hands now.
Yeah, I would say already now, Liquid have made it past the sort of threshold for where, you know, I'd say anything now is just a bonus for them.
Absolutely, I agree with you. Especially against a team like Astralis, you obviously want as many rounds as you can get. If you're told you're going to get 6, you'd probably be okay with that on the T side. It's not the end of the world as they take the round. We get into the next one. It is going to be the buy from Astralis. If we said it, as long as they save the ult, they're okay. But there will be compromises. You can see they've only got 1 kit, a lack of utility, and a UMP for Dupree.
You look at the scoreboard for Astralis, this isn't even like, you know, a couple of the members having a really bad day. Like, it's hard to pin this on anything except for the fact that Liquid are just being a really thorough team right now. Like, I really enjoy how they're playing the game, and it seems to be working out well for them.
Yeah, they're showing a lot of tenacity right now. The fact they bounced back from the horrible scoreline, they were, what, 6-1 down, and they managed to bring it back to 7-6 on the T side of Overpass against the world's best team. That's a very difficult task, and it's been fantastic to watch it unfold. Here's the opening shot, though, Device. He's back. He'll nail that one. It's going to be a trade instantly, though. Nafly, he'll find Dupree lurking towards that connector position. It goes back to a 4-on-4, and Astralis need to avoid that. Those opening picks need to try and get the hell out of there as quickly as you can.
I think he banged him all the way through to the bomb site, Henry. I think that was right through the wall, I think. Well, chance you get a replay of that at some point, but you hate to see it. 4 versus 4, down to about 50 seconds on the clock. Sip gonna go and peek, and that's very late after the flashbang. That gets him killed. Now Meg is trying to get a bit of a return. There's also a flank coming. Is he gonna be in time? Meg has to stay alive for another couple of seconds, or Jeff definitely won't be in time. There's another kill, and he goes back by the barrels, and that's bought so much time for Glaive. So even if he goes down, this should be an easy cleanup for Glaive. Gonna get the 1 kill, and following up, no bomb plant. Glaive is going to be the one to get the double, but I feel like Meg is coming, got a couple of kills of his own and just bought so much time.
That's the aim of the game in the B-bomb site. It's not the flashiest position, but if you can slow them right down and save your grenades for the late stages of the round, that's what it's all about. Device, he gets that opening kill. Really quick shot as well. Barely saw Elige there. Gets that first, and there's a trade, but Magus, he does everything perfectly here. He drops that smoke in front of them. He makes sure they have to go towards the bomb site in the way he wants them to. And at that point, his teammates are flanking in through the monster position, denying the plant. It doesn't really have a knock-on effect because Team Liquid had enough for a full buy anyway, but Stewie has no grenades, so I suppose there's something there. He'll be the one to AWP this time, holding towards the connector. Zipex still with the UMP after winning the previous rounds. Is still not 100% comfortable. This is the last round of the half, boosting towards Shore once again. That was actually Device up there, and we'll see whether Zipex can get this done. Sorry, Magisk with the Krieg.
They've been doing that boost a lot. I almost feel like too much now.
It's worked out for them, I suppose, but you do make yourself very vulnerable.
A lot of positions even when you just stand up the first time, so many places that you could get shot down, and who knows, maybe one of the teams you're playing will have adopted that same triple stack that they do with the grenades.
The grenades, yeah. Well, there's not many teams that are kind of trailblazing like Astralis are in the HE department. They really are getting the most out of that particular bit of kit. But here's Glaive. The backstab is looking incredibly good. He has chosen to go towards middle as well, and that's exactly where Team Liquid are heading. It's just Nafly who's watching towards a B bomb site for the push, and Glaive could get a couple of kills here. If Dupree can take the attention away for him, this could be everything.
Setting it up, spin spotted, there's the 1 kill, even just that falling back, but he's getting flanked himself. That was Naf coming through. Still, the panic, the absolute chaos on the Liquid side right now. Very hard to recover, although Twist definitely doing his part, getting the headshot on the pre. Now Sip is close with the UMP. He's the only one holding the bomb side, drops the bomb, long range against Nitro. That will not work out, and now it's Magisk. 1 versus 3 here to try and see if they can claw in one more round at the end of the half, and it won't happen. Nitro, great shot down, 7-8 in favor of Astralis, but what a fantastic first half here for Liquid. I think they really recovered it nicely.
I absolutely agree. Like we said, 6-1 down. They managed to bring it back. Not necessarily in their favor. The fact they split it right down the middle there with an 8-7 scoreline on the T side, that's great. They know they can win this game now, and there's a lot on the line here. Remember, the best of 1, round-robin format. If you can take a life off Astralis, that's absolutely epic, and MIBR, they managed to do it earlier in a very convincing manner. The fact they got 16-2, that brings them right back in this tournament, because anyone who can take down Astralis is going to be looking good for the finals here. And it all comes down to the pistol coming up next. Who do you think's going to take this one, Anders? Where are you leaning towards? You feel like Liquid have done enough now to impress you?
Yes, I mean, I had them picked from the beginning, Henry. Also, you told me.
I told you couldn't pick Astralis. That was doing you a favor. That's what I was trying to do.
Setting me up nicely. I really appreciate it. I do. I think Liquid have really shown a great game right now. And again, like you said it earlier, the start was 6-1 in favor of Astralis, something like that. So, I mean, if that goes any differently, Liquid are going to be having a very different game. I'm pretty impressed by the way that they're playing right now. I mean, Nafly is 17-11 after 15 rounds played.
He is one of my favorite players to watch.
Yes.
And you could see the fact that Stewie's only on 4 kills and 11 deaths. I think that's why he had the AWP in the last round. Maybe not feeling it right now. The rifle's not working out for him. Just told us, just pick up the AWP, see what you can do. And it certainly worked out for them. So well done. It's been a great game so far. We said this particular matchup could be one of the best of the tournament. It's certainly delivering so far. 8-7 as we get into the CT pistol for Liquid here. We can have a look at the buys as they come through. We can see a device, P250 has been brought out. He's going to smoke the flashbang as well. And just Glaive who has to purchase up here. He's normally the utility player, suggests something quite technical be coming. He normally gets the Molotov, the smoke, the flashbang, and 1 kit for Nitro. And there's the man of the hour, Naf, one of the absolute best players in the North American region. Beastly, pretty much every game.
Yeah, he hits such a high level at times. And I feel like there's almost a way that Naf plays where, you know, once he's really started to feel the game, like he unlocks like a little bit more where he starts to actually have fun with it, and he'll make crazy plays. Like he plays really great standard Counter-Strike where it's just like it's all very aim-based, you know, great with the one-taps and everything else. But when it's working, it's like, okay, well, if it's one of those days, he embraces it, and then it gets a little bit crazier. So yeah, I absolutely love watching him play as well. So much fun.
I have to say, my heart did bleed a little bit for Glaive there. That fantastic backstab. The fact he got up towards the connected ladder.
If you had to diagnose Astralis here, Dr. Henry, Dr. Greer.
Go on.
Please, no latex gloves. But I still, you know, that's the kind of round that Astralis wins every single time, right?
Absolutely.
Like,
the fact that Glaive's given that sort of opportunity, you think he's destined to get a couple of frags there. He's a very cerebral and calm player in those sort of scenarios. And you thought, wow, he spotted one here, great trigger discipline, couple of players in front of him. But it can happen sometimes. You don't get the cleanest of kills, especially with the M4 in hand. Yeah. It can fall apart. He only gets 1. If he gets 2 there, they almost certainly win the round. It was such a perfect play. But Naf found him in the back because he couldn't quite find the quick kill. Here's the replay of Nitro getting it done in the last round as well, showing us what he's capable of with the rifle. A man of many talents there, Anders. He is the in-game leader. He's the sniper. He's a fantastic rifler as well. Great all-rounder. Yeah,
there's a real joy, I think. I mean, you said he's doing so many different things, and then if you watch, you know, sort of like 3 or 4 Nitro games, you'll definitely have one of those where the AWP is the one just doing everything, and that's actually a lot of fun to see. So I'd say he's not the most consistent in the world with the AWP, but the high mark's really high up there.
When he hits it, that level, especially on Overpass, it can be really, really fun to watch. And I'm saying they might bring out a double AWP setup with Stewie here as well on the CT side. I think that's a definite possibility as we get into the pistol round here. There's the Molotov and smoke for Glaive right at the end of the freeze time. They've got 4 players towards B, so execution here is looking likely, but Naf is in a prime spot along with Twist as well. We've seen this play before, and we'll see if it works out again. It was Tizian who made a great play from that spot in this sort of mentality.
Well, unless it gets Molotov, I'm not sure where they threw that one. Twist still seems to be safe, so he's just going to try and go for it. No, he did get burned out, and there wasn't really anyone there to help him. That boost wouldn't have helped him from all the flames either. Oh, and that was a jump as well from Naf. He gets caught midair by Megiskin. A bit of a return there. The bomb has gone down. Oh, Nitro again. Double headshot, taking down Dupree and Megisk both, and now flanking around the bomb side. He wants more, and he's almost got it. So much damage being done. Is he really going to pull out the knife? He almost wanted to knife that one. He certainly got the assist in the end. And now it's down to that P250 on device. Is it going to be enough to hold tight? Stewie picking up a kill and a very important one in the corner. Glaive. Oh, he gets the shot. Oh, he gets it as well. Glaive to save it. And Astralis winning a much-needed round.
That is absolutely wild.
He was collateral damage, wasn't he?
Yeah, he wasn't even aiming for the diffuser there, and he dinks him while trying to take down the first. But I'm not sure how he realizes how lucky he was there.
No.
Unbelievable scenes, and it was such a great round from Astralis. They did deserve the victory there. The fact they had the presence of mind to throw the Molotov towards the barrels is actually a lovely setup from Liquid. If you break it all down, it should work because they've got the boosted player at the back there. That's supposed to suggest we're the only 2 here. Don't worry about barrels. And then they Molotov it, find that first frag, and it all falls apart. But the 1 versus 1 comes in, and it's now Alige, who is forced by in this second round. Scout in hand, we saw this earlier. Falls back, no damage done. This time, Astralis just with 1 rifle again. It's Mages with the AK-47, surrounded by SMGs.
Had a very slow approach this round for Astralis, and you can't really blame them, can you? I mean, you don't want to be giving it right back to a Liquid team that have looked very powerful in the first half. So once you win that pistol in the second half, you want to make absolutely sure you convert it into a couple of rounds. 3 CC75s and that one Scout on Elige. I feel like it's up to Elige to do the damage early on, so that when you get to the crunch time and sort of get close to a bomb site, the incoming players aren't nearly as healthy. So I want him to be a little bit proactive with the Scout.
Yeah, it's not about getting the frags, it's about softening them up. That's really the aim of the game here. That 45-second mark coming in. That one doesn't connect. Look at all the smoke. It's stifling Anders. They've got no vision. How can they do anything with this? How can they make these CZs work if they can't see a damn thing? Astralis make their way forward. This is looking so good for them. And the bomb not going down just yet. They are biding their time. The smokes will dissipate any second at this stage as Dupree fighting heads up. And maybe they were a little bit too slow on this one. And now Glaive behind enemy lines. I'm not sure they're aware. He's right by the APC as they exchange blows here. Not the best weapon to find quick frag. The UMP is not doing a lot of work here, but Napfly certainly is. Headshots are plenty with the CZ as he gets another one. It's just Sipix remaining now. Nothing can be done. And there we have it. Team Liquid somehow fend off what looked to be the perfect execution there. But no plan comes through, and Team Liquid punish the fact that no move is made towards that bomb site.
We have a new symptom, Dr. Greer. I can't understand it. Well, those are the sort of rounds that...
It seems so bizarre, doesn't it? The fact they've got pistols, you've got the wall of smokes that are veil in front of the whole bomb site. I was excited. It looks so good. Even the fact there's 4 CTs there, you've got so much protection. You get that bomb down, it's going to bait CTs to run through the smoke, right? You should be taking advantage of the fact you have the smokes. Don't wait till they go down, and you've got UMPs against CZs at close range, because guess what? The CZ wins. And there we have it, 9-8, tactical timeout for Astralis to work out what the hell just happened there. It couldn't have been a better setup for the round. Just had to commit. Someone at that point had to say, we've got to go in, boys. The smokes are going down. We've jumped everything we've got.
Yeah, because if it comes down to, well, let's say sort of a war where you're just shooting through the smokes, I mean, then the UMP probably has a pretty good chance of defeating one of those CCs at the other side. So very strange scenes here. I mean, these are the sort of rounds we normally don't even question whether or not Astralis will pick them up. Usually the aim of the game is against Astralis, just trying to make sure that when you get some of those 5 versus 3s, you actually win them. Now, we've got Liquid taking away some of these rounds from the Danish side. Very, very exciting for sure. Set up for Twist here, seems to be good, and he's going to get the 1 kill, backs up a little bit. He didn't actually take that much damage from it, but still, I respect just the careful play here.
Yeah, great kill, fell back as well, doesn't bite off more than he can chew, and didn't really take any damage whatsoever, just 9 points of health removed. Deagle's CZ. Astralis are fully invested into this round. Remember, after losing the previous one, which looked like a lock-in, they're now going to be operating with Deagles and CZ. They still have 3 smokes and a few flashbangs, but it's a 5 versus 4, and they don't necessarily have a ton of map control. Best look for them is Glaive heading towards the bathroom. So what does he really do with this? Now he's been detected, has to just throw a flashbang, actually gets himself, and now I don't really see this yielding a frag. They've got the bomb still down in T-spawn. I think eventually they'll head back towards B with some arbitrary smokes to see what they can do, but they're essentially locked out for now.
I feel like this is a buy that was just, it had B-Rush written all over it. Oof. Well then, he's out.
Yeah, there's blood all over the walls there. Magisk has been removed. Well, Astralis, what do you even do here? You've got 30 seconds. Nothing really to work with at all. Pistols, you're fully invested. You can't save, you get no cash going forward. And one by one, they're being picked off here. Stewie looking to close it out with Starless. Napfly steals a kill away. And Glaive might sound strange, but he actually wants to die here now. He wants to go down before the timer expires. He'll get his wish. A clean sweep for Liquid there. They'll tie things up. 9-9 here, and they're going to take the lead, presumably. It has to be the full eco, Anders.
Absolutely incredible. Back to a tied scoreline, 9-9. Liquid could follow in the footsteps of MIBR and upset Astralis here on Overpass. That would definitely be something for...
It's fascinating that Astralis played Overpass twice in a row because it's not one of their best maps. It's kind of mid-table for them. You'd think, like, in terms of a best-of-1 scenario, they'd be playing more of the maps we see them more often on, but still can bring this one back, absolutely. They are going to invest into the round with CZ, and that's working out very well so far. So many frags and blows being exchanged here, but that's the most important one so far. It's Twist getting the bomb down, but not for long. 2 versus 2. Twist buys a little bit of time, and this kill might decide the round. Device somehow gets away with it. They can smoke off towards short right now. They're in a great spot. Device 1 HP. There's the smoke as well. Now they've got a chance.
Yeah, that's absolutely critical. Going to buy a lot of time, but look how many Molotovs are left here on the Liquid side. I mean, if they find out where they are, one of those Molotovs could be the difference maker, forcing Magisk back a little bit. And again, a single bullet there on Device, and he is absolutely out of the round. He's just trying to stay as far away as he can, and I can't really blame him for it either. Naf flanking around, perfect position, taking down Magisk, and there's nothing Device could do. If it wasn't going to be that, it would have been a grenade probably to find him at the end. So another round for Liquid and 22 kills for Naf.
22 frags as they take the lead. It is 10-9. That was not a forced buy from Astralis, barely a partial buy. They had CZ, a couple of players had Kevlar as well. They brought it right down to a 2 versus 1. They get the bomb down there. If they hadn't got the plant, they actually would have been in quite a lot of trouble here, so it's lucky they did. Great HGs. Twist gets that very important frag there to deny pretty much everything. And the double AWP setup, there it is. And as we said, it might be a possibility here. Stewie and Nitro, this is when they get into their final boss mode here. This is where it's become very difficult for Astralis, especially they don't have the Device AWP. What can be done here? Alish takes significant damage at the start, but trying to answer back, that might connect. It certainly does. He dishes it out and takes Device even down to 27 now with the follow-up Incendiary. Great start. That's really good recovery from Team Liquid.
Yeah, it's absolutely brilliant. And I mean, this double AWP is even, they have a lot of smokes here, but they have limited Molotovs and not as many flashbangs as they'd want. So might be a lot of opportunity for Stewie and Nitro to actually connect with those AWPs. I mean, smokes might be the primary weapon to get rid of the AWP, but you know, throw fire at the feet of someone and it's going to be a little bit hard to keep the focus as well. Glaive goes down to Alish. He's just controlling that whole playground area. Very hard to get this away from him. Now they've lost Dupree as well. They're getting picked apart right now. Could have easily been a second kill. Elige smoking up so he can come and help out a little bit. Yeah, by the fountain. Is he going to push through? It actually seems like he is. I'm not sure if they're going to realize this. Very tricky play. I thought maybe he was going to try and fall back and help out, but he's got his back turned. When that smoke goes away, he's got to be ready.
They know he's there. They are suspicious right now, but Elige gets the kill! The bomb goes down. He steals away the advantage once again, but back and forth we go with 30 seconds remaining. It will be a 2 versus 2 now. Zipex with 2 kills in the round.
Oh, look at where Naf is.
Oh, this is looking good. He'll hear the footsteps at least. He won't get the kill, but he's got intel.
He knows, just hearing it means he can call back Twist, as we can see. He's already rotating. Man, this is very, very good for Liquid. A little bit of pre-fire coming through, 10 seconds. They have to go straight for the bomb plant. They can't really wait around for a very long time. And actually even getting tagged a little bit there, but they have no idea that Naf is behind him. If they just back up a little bit too far, that's probably going to be the round lost almost immediately, because Sip is a bit paranoid about somebody being there, but Naf is already around the corner, and he's going to have the perfect timing. That's a kill. Followed it. Great stuff from him. 24 kills now for him. He's having a great game, isn't he? He
couldn't have played that any better if he tried. That is Counter-Strike perfection, ladies and gentlemen. Team Liquid win yet another round. That's going to be 4 in a row. Astralis, they get the plant down, but they're averaging just under $4,000 per player. Naf, he's really giving it to him right now. I need to work out whether they want to buy in this one. I'd suggest maybe a tactical timeout at this stage. Such perfect play. Gets a defuse in afterwards as well. And CZ's once more. Astralis struggling now on the T side. They've won the pistol, but that is it. It's looking likely to be a 5-1 scoreline in the second half.
They have not really been doing very much at all with the C-set 75s earlier. They've tried, and it's been close at least one round, but mainly Liquid have been able to hold their own. This time it looks like it's going to be a B-rush in for the tunnel. Grenade. Oh, no, it blows up in the air. That Molotov did nothing. Now Twist, he's got all the room. They wanted the Molotov to be there. He's going to spray them down and double kill. No problem at all. And Naf to follow it up, shutting it down. Now Glaive, I mean, there's nothing to do. They were all in on the idea that there was getting fire in that corner.
I feel like they did throw a Molotov towards the barrels. It didn't explode, right? It didn't land.
It was in the air.
So that's actually everything. Counter-Strike is all about the tiny details there. And that's quite a massive one, to be fair. But the fact, if that had landed, they might have had a chance to win that round. Twist, he found 2 uncomfortable frags, even without the Molotov. So it was actually looking very good for Astralis. They're known for their fast B plays. Didn't work out for them.
You could even tell that the 2 players that Twist got the kill, they're not even checking it.
Yeah, exactly. They assume it's clear because as far as they're aware, the Molotov's been deployed there. And that's just going to tilt them even further. know. If you've run this 100 times in the practice, you're like, well, every time this works, it's always a Molotov. We don't have to worry about position unless it's smoke. If you saw the smoke there, you'd be like, okay, don't have to check it, you know, it's all good. But they assumed it was clear. Didn't work out at all for them.
Now, not me, Henry, but a lesser player would want to know who was in charge of that Molotov, you know? You just inquire at some point, who's throwing that Molotov?
It's one of those things, you're just like, yeah, no, it was there. I'm pretty sure it was there. You know, you don't want to be the one who said, oh, they must have done something. Probably body blocked it or something, you know, something was going on there. I couldn't tell you. I felt like MIBR just closed out their game.
Oh,
congratulations to them. Either way, round 22 here. Device back on the creep. We haven't seen him use the AWP on the T side just yet. Here's the boost from Stewie as well. Looking towards that connector. Like you mentioned, Anders, you've got so many angles to check. If you just play a little bit deeper, though, you can focus just on the connector there. But for now, Device, Krieg.
Yeah, he's aiming through the sign up there. That's tricky. Like to see it. Yeah, just a little bit of a gap in it. They are playing very defensively. They seem to be just a little bit worried about what kind of tricks Liquid are going to be showing up with. This is, I mean, when you're this slow in the beginning of the round, that might not seem like a big problem, but if you get sort of further slowed down, if you have to take a long fight or anything like that, you might run out of time in the end. Oh, he was dead for sure, Elige. That's a bit of a miracle. How did he get that kill after being shot at from the other side? And Nitro to follow it up. I thought that was going to end up much worse.
It only gets worse for Astralis as well. Guess who's waiting for them on the A side? That's going to be the main man, Naf, who's posted an absolutely monstrous game so far. Great scenes. We'll see if he can do it again with the AK-47. So much confidence. You can see he wants the duels. He wants the 1v1s. He wants them to challenge him. And they've got 30 seconds at this point. What is the final play here? Glaive waiting for his opportunity. Takes down the AWP in the form of Nitro. But Naf still waiting. The Molotov, it's not going to affect him. We'll see whether he can deny the plant. No smoke towards his position. He knows he has to find at least one frag here.
Finally, they get that smoke up via the stairs, so that's going to buy them a lot of time. And 3-on-3 for the after plant. Let's see how this turns out. Naf, oh, he's going to charge right for the smoke. That's so dangerous. They don't expect it, and he's going to get the kill. What a play from Naf, and he tried to pre-fire it. Did it create enough? I think it almost opened up for them to come through the smoke, but it wasn't quite there. And now Glaive, he is low, but still a factor on the bomb side. And you can see Stewie really not having a good time of it. He's, just jumping up on the box. He's going to get the shot easy. But Sip is left, and out of all the players you wouldn't want a 1 versus 1 against, maybe Sip is the ultimate. Oh! What? Somehow, it didn't even take anything.
You can see Astralis, they're rattled right now. Glaive, not a prime position. He thought he was covered. Stewie couldn't believe his luck. He jumps up, takes his head down. He fakes, defuses there, and Zipex doubted it. He had the peek, and then at that point, Stewie takes him down. This was the kill. That opened things up, and you can see he's got no utility. He has to go for clean kills here, and Stewie's been so quiet. That's his 11th kill, but what a round that is to pick up. Completely take the win out of Astralis' sails. I missed that. What did he do?
Young Stu, just playing to the camera, Henry.
Oh, he always does.
Just playing to the camera. We love it.
Ever the showman.
You have to be, right?
These days you do, yeah. Device brings out the AWP, and still, they've only posted one round, which was the pistol. That's the closest they come to getting another one, and it's a 2 versus 1 that slips away. Now down 13-9 on the T side of Overpass, but still enough to work with the full buy here. They've got everything they need, the AWP, 4 AKs, all the grenades.
What a time for Stewie to wake up. I mean,
yep.
That really is something, right? He had 9 kills before that round, and that could do it for them.
That's such a massive round to win. Let's see if it's enough to close the game out. Nitro wants to get aggressive here towards middle. Flashbangs come through. He doesn't quite nail the shot, but May just goes down to 63, courtesy of the grenades here, and now they'll fall back. I think they might be able to go for a boost. They've got lots of utility just to push those CTs back, deployed by the Ts. A boost in response, though, just going to be looking above towards the connector, seeing if they can get a bit of an angle here.
See how much Astralis are going to expect this. Nobody's coming up out of the connector, but they still could cross right into the scope of Nitro. Sitting around on the other side, practically the whole team, and it actually looks like Device wants to set up a bit of a peek there. Oh, he's not even aware. Great play, Nitro, to take down Device, and they're right back in safety afterwards. In fact, they're going to go back for it again. They're so aggressive, Liquid.
Yeah, this is really fun to watch now. You can see Astralis weren't even aware of that prospect. They didn't even consider it. Nitro gets the first, and he's not done just yet. Still playing heads-up Counter-Strike as he deploys smokes. The T's have to push through. Great flashbang, but a better follow-up. It's Elise that somehow makes it work. Can he get a second? Surely not. Zipex removes him, and Nitro is in a compromised position, but somehow it works. He can get the second. Nitro, somehow with 3 kills there. It looked like he was absolutely done for, Anders. He gets the quick scope. They don't even check that position. They assume the AWP has fallen back, and he steals everything away.
Wouldn't you love to be able to hear what Astralis was saying in that moment? Like, why on earth is he up there with JWP? What is going on? The crowd, they're loving it, Henry. They really absolutely do here in Miami.
Well, they've got reason to cheer. Team Liquid are looking absolutely electric right now. Astralis don't really have the resources to really invest into this round. Glaive's already bought the CZ. They're knocking on the door of match point as well. It's Liquid 14, Astralis 9. Liquid just looks so poised right now. It's such a great game plan they've got. They've got little tricks to kind of counter what Astralis are bringing to the table. We even heard in the pregame, in the interviews, Astralis are aware. Everyone knows what they're up to. They know they can read their tendencies, and that's just a great demonstration of how to shut down their defaults there. Really impressive stuff, and I can't believe the audacity of Nitro to sit in the bathrooms with the AWP once his teammate's gone down. I thought he was done for, but he pulls it off. Unbelievable.
It's really, really great job. What do you say, Miami? Is this Liquid on the way to the grand finals? Are they going to make it?
I thought they might say that.
It was a baited question, Henry. I won't lie. I had an inkling as well that might be the answer, but this is looking just amazing, isn't it? We definitely knew that it was possible to beat Astralis, but they've looked like such a solid team in the past, and right now, first MIBR, now Liquid following it up. And again, I mean, Astralis, if you just look at the scoreboard for Astralis, they have the kills to support winning more rounds. That isn't the problem right now.
Yeah, well, Glaive's got 20. Everyone's in double digits. It's not like anyone's dropping off. Device with 15. It's looking okay in that department. It's just, it comes down to really crazy clutch situations at the end, and Liquid are winning them hands down almost every single time. That man on your screen there has been influential in almost every single one of those moments. What a game he has. Currently sat on 28 kills and 14 deaths. Stewie 2K still 11, but he's been worth his weight in gold, just winning that one massive 2 versus 1 alone. So at this point, we have got a technical timeout, I think, as we just get back into the action. We're kind of just building the tension in the room.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing here.
The calm right before the storm,
exactly.
Isn't it? I really feel like if you just take a lesson from Stewie in this game, even if, you know, just personally, if you're having one of those games, right, it's worth to hang in there and not give up hope, because sometimes all you need is that one round. And you could have a massive impact and really make the difference. So
as long as you're not giving your kill away for free, you're backing your teammates up and you're doing what you can, that's enough. And you're waiting for your opportunity to really sink your teeth in the game. And that's what he did. He didn't start pushing randomly, trying to get the frag total up. He just stayed quiet and looking at the bigger picture. And it's great to see younger players having that sort of approach.
Do you have a really big takeaway right now for Astralis? Is there anything that's really sort of just, you know, shining in your eyes, saying that's what they're doing wrong? Like, that's the thing that's really messing it up?
It just feels like today is just a real slow one for them. They're not getting any fortune in terms of the situations they're finding themselves in. Like the one that stands out for me is like the Glaive backstab really personifies this game for me. The fact that he couldn't get anything going there. He made all the right plays. He got 3 players on his screen and it just wouldn't work out for him. Same thing with that Stewie clutch as well. It seemed like they're caught in the headlights a little bit. Their communication was a little bit off in positions they could be spotted from they weren't actually aware of. And it's just been a series of unfortunate events for them as they will buy up into this final round. Astralis with Galil's UMP, that's the final round, a match point, of course. And UMP's 1 AK, it's not looking too good. They pretty much need the rest of these rounds, and so far, I've only picked up the pistol. Massive advantage for Liquid here, but Astralis, you could never count them out.
No, definitely not, but it is kind of now or never, as you said, almost at the final round. Twist, back turn, waiting for flashbangs. He already got one of them, but I think that tagged him as much, and he's actually going to cancel that push. He's just going to say, you know what, there was that one timing, and it's not quite worth it. Spraying on through, and I don't know, that could have been very dangerous. They get just about equal amounts of damage. And Astralis get a little bit of map control. They're not even going to wait. They're going to go for it. No setup time, just throwing in the Molotovs and right onto the bomb site. They've already got it. Twist is really the only one holding on the site, so he's going to need a little bit of backup here. He goes down. Great push right now from the Danish side, and Device is going to catch Elise, trying to come through. Nap is down and out. That is a very decisive push here from the T side, and that works perfectly. That definitely caught Liquid off guard.
They weren't expecting the fast pace there. The force fire from Astralis keeps them in the game. They go for a very basic execution there. You can see Liquid of a very defensive hold as well. One player all the way back towards the water. He couldn't really do much of it. There's smokes, there's flashbangs everywhere. Double kill comes in between Magisk and Dupree at the same time, and they continue their assault as the CTs push through the smokes. The first compelling round in the second half as Liquid go back to a double orb setup. Now, Naf fights to be left on just a pistol, albeit a CZ, but still, this is looking quite good. I like this decision. We'll see if they can get the opening pick. As Stewie, when we go with the classic boost, he's waiting for the flashbang to come through. Does fall off, not a huge deal, as he looks towards that connector. Another default here for Astralis as they get some decent mid-control to start. Dupree already quite deep towards that position. You see they've smoked off towards the bathrooms. They'll make their way through towards connector. I think they're going to go back towards that B bomb site and try and continue their success there.
See if this smoke, or sorry, this boost, oh, it almost does. That's really unbelievably close. They're going to follow it up with a couple of grenades, make sure they don't get rushed down, but Astralis don't really seem to care. They've still poured all their grenades onto the bomb site, and Sip, he's through that monster tunnel. He's got the vision into the bomb site. Could have almost caught one. There's the headshot to follow it up, but Stewie, great reply here. And they've got more people on the site coming in. Nitro is down, but Naf is there with almost a double spray down. And looks like they're going to be able to clean it up. A lot of chances, I feel like, for Liquid to actually get this round converted in. But in the end, it's Magisk with a triple. I don't know, that looked like it could have definitely been a Liquid round.
Absolutely, there was opportunities there. Stewie with the boost at the start, difficult shot, but certainly within his wheelhouse to hit that. Doesn't work out, and then at that point, they've got the orb right on the bomb site floor. They have to really fight up close and personal with it. It's not the most ideal weapon when you're that close. But here's Magisk getting it done, and Zipex opened things up. But Magisk, 2 rounds in a row now, he's completely dominated that B bomb site with 3 kills. Great stuff, and it's forced out an eco. So just when we thought Astralis were dropping off 2 rounds in a row, they've broken the money for Liquid here. They're right back in this, 14-12, almost dead certain now.
Almost can't handle it, Henry. I feel like this is too much. We're not even at the grand finals yet, but this kind of a game, if Astralis find the momentum to get back into it now, I mean, that would be too much to ask for, wouldn't it? They've got the stack on the B bomb side, but honestly, they've had a lot of people here in the past with rifles, and that hasn't been enough, so I'm not sure it's going to do it this time. Decent grenade landing on top, and Magisk, yeah, he's so ready for it. You see him actually firing through and then just continuing to spray down. He knew that was coming.
So let's break this one down. That's 3 rounds in a row for Astralis.
Yes.
3 finishes towards the B bomb side. So what's the call away from Liquid? They'll probably take a tactical timeout before this next round, and they're probably going to boost their B defenses, right? But if they do call a timeout, Astralis will be aware that that's going to be some sort of repositioning here.
Yes.
They continue the B push now. They continue focusing that area where they found so much success in the last 3, or do they mix it up and go for a fast, long push, something like that? They really want to change the pace of the game, and that's what Glaive is so good at. He's so good at getting inside your head. Just when you think you've worked out what they're doing, he changes things up. I'd like to see a tactical timeout. I think we've got one, actually.
Yes.
We have, so this is perfect. So if it was Liquid that called this, now you know they're adjusting and trying to work out how they can boost outside of the map.
I really feel like in these situations, this is where having someone like a Dren or Sonic behind the team can make such a difference. To sort of recall and say, listen, in the past, how have they reacted? You know, this late in the game, what's their tendency?
Exactly, the mind games, because they're all aware of what I just said. They know how this all works. It's not just me that's aware this could be a thing. So you're trying to work out, will they actually go for the B stack now? Will they continue their default setup? I feel like Liquid don't need to necessarily send like 3 or 4 players there to start, but maybe just change things up, maybe show a different style of setup. We'll see what happens here, Anders.
Yeah, in this moment, the limitation on how good of a decision you can make is really down to sort of the memory of each in-game leader or each captain on the team behind them. I mean, it really makes a big difference how much you can recall. Oh, they're going to try go for the boost. This is so aggressive. Again, think of how much is on the line right now. All the way looking over by the flower bed, way up by the tree. They've got a great angle in. They're tapping away, and Device, he's going to be out of it. What a play, but is it going to be punished? Oh my God, Glaive! Shutting down Elysia Nitro. That was expensive.
That is unbelievable. It looked like that was a perfect play from Liquid, but Glaive is there to snatch it away from them. 4 versus 3. Astralis waking up in the dying stages of this map. Still 1 round away from match point. Liquid desperate to make this one work. They've now got 1 smoke, no defuse kits, and a 4-on-3 disadvantage.
They'd almost made it out, Henry.
Yeah,
pockets full of candy. They were just so happy.
Dragged back in.
Yeah.
So close. Well, it is a B focus here. Twist and Stewie towards that side of the map. Just Naf who's holding
Just now.
Oh, he's not actually not. He's towards B as well. They've gone for a bit of a tactical stack here. So if they do go towards A, they'll let it slip by, hold on to their weapons. If they go B, they'll challenge it. As soon as they know it's an A-side attack, I don't think they'll necessarily do much about this. What can you do? You've got no utility. You've got no money. You might as well save the 3 rifles and let them have this round.
Yeah, I actually don't think that's such an unreasonable call. I mean, what's the other choice, right?
Exactly. You might as well, instead of having one player there,
yeah,
use another gun, and you won't do anything about it. You might as well put all 3 in that position and at least have a chance of fighting when they come there, or saving 3 weapons. This is not a pivotal round, sure. Astralis getting closer and closer, but it's better off to have the weapons for the next.
This has really turned into a wild game. 14-13 now. Astralis about to catch all the way up to Liquid. I really don't know what's more exciting at the moment, because obviously Liquid taking down Astralis, that would be a great headline, but if they tie the game, then suddenly the math for points is going to be so interesting once again.
Oh! No! He got the third as well! He actually took them all down. Magisk lights them up in T-spawn. It looked they were dead set to take him down. They had an even counter to his push towards T-spawn. He finds the initial 2, finds the third as well. That is wild. That might be confirming Astralis' comeback here, because that is money now ruined. They needed to save those 3 weapons to even have a buy now. Here's Glaive. Oh my goodness, what a round that was, Anders. The fact it kicked off of a boost, initial kill for Liquid, then the double kill from Glaive, and then 3 players saving. They lose it all to 1 player in the form of Magisk. What a game we're being pleasured with there.
Surfing right to his depth, Naf, and Magisk trying to hunt it down. Stewie. Oh, and he was getting wallbanged too. That's a little bit much, isn't it? Winning that fight early on, of course, no real economy here for Liquid in this round. Actually just underhanding a grenade over. It's not a bad trick at all, and no reinforcements are coming either. Everybody is dead. And Twist, not much he can do from this position. I don't know what's happening here. I mean, I'd like to see sort of a graph of, let's just say efficiency for Magisk over the course of this game. I feel like in the last, 8 rounds, it would have just like spiked up,
Yeah, he's been the one leading the charge for Astralis. Remember that when they got back into it, 3 rounds in a row, he got 3 kills in each one of those rounds. He then denies any sort of money being saved going forward. He is the one who is applying all the pressure right now. He takes himself up to 26 kills and 16 deaths. What a comeback this has been from Astralis. We always say, if you feel like you've got them, it's not over until it's round number 16. You've never beat Astralis until you've got to that point. Even if it could be 15-2, they can still bring it back.
Yeah, it's crazy. I actually think that's one of the factors that's been missing for this Astralis team in the tournament so far. I feel like they haven't really had that exact chemistry, but it feels like now they're starting to really bring it back, and that's scary. That's got to be really worrying everybody here.
Well, remember what a roller coaster this game was. It kicked off with Astralis on the CT side. They went up 6-1. We were like, okay, Astralis are back, looking like they're going to win this game, no problem. It goes 8-7. Team Liquid on an absolute rampage in the first few rounds of the second half, and now here we are. Split it right down the middle, 14-14. Money available for both sides. Stewie and Nitro back on that double orb setup. Stewie still around 14 kills, but he has overtaken Twist. He has been a name we have not said a lot this game.
No.
13 kills, 21 deaths. It's been a quiet one for him.
So, I mean, one more good round out of Stewie, out of Twist, out of someone like that, and that could be the difference maker. We'll see how it goes here into round number 29. Nitro pushed up aggressive, flashbangs. He can't see a thing, and he's trying to fall back. Almost getting caught. He makes it through the smoke. How is he still alive? That is, and the hunt is still on. They're just chasing them all the way back, and Nitro's gonna get a kill. They bit off just a bit more than they could chew, and Nitro punishes them for them in the meantime. Oh no, that's a great timed flashbang. They were ready to push, I think.
They absolutely were. Twist now with the information towards Monster, but Stewie 2K, he'll find the initial frag on the B approach, and they have got the advantage for now, even more so now. Just Device, 3 versus 1. He has got time to work with, but not necessarily the HP, just 38 points of health as he makes his way through. Surely there's no chance. Absolutely not. Team Liquid have guaranteed themselves at least 1 point on the leaderboard now. The draw is guaranteed. There's no overtime here in this format. Astralis, the best they can hope for after losing in the previous game in such a convincing manner to MIBR. They could find themselves only getting 1 point here, or 0 in fact.
That got the crowd fired up, Henry. That's what they needed, just a little bit more motivation. They're back on their side once again. Naf dropping 31 kills in this game against Astralis. That's the kind of effort it takes to make this all work out. And here we go, round number 30. Let's see Is it going to be the victory or is it going to be the draw? I mean, that draw right now, Astralis might actually need that.
Yeah. Considering they dropped the game earlier, this tournament is now wide open. HE grenades, did they connect? Not really. Naf took a little bit of damage there. That was the double instead of the triple. So he only takes negligible damage, just 10 there. Double orb setup. Stewie had the opportunity to start, couldn't connect the shots, and it all slows down here. Round 30, the full distance. We wouldn't want anything less for these two teams on the server.
Absolutely beautiful right now. And setting up very, very carefully. They've checked out that B bomb site. They've shown quite a few grenades down there, and now they're backing up to take control of the other side. But they haven't actually spotted out Elysian. Right now, he's pushing up. Oh, God, Henry, this could be the play, couldn't it?
It absolutely could. It takes a brave man to push along by himself.
Yes.
But this could be one of the best plays of the game if he can pull this one off.
Yeah, this could be absolutely devastating. He's right behind them with the M4 lined up and ready.
Here we go.
They're all right in front of him. The timing's there, and he's going to get the one kill. That's the bomb as well. 35 seconds, and they have to back up. They have to do something. Device. What a great reply again, but look at the time that's left. They almost can't make it now. 28 seconds, Henry. They're going to get back in that B-bomb site.
They're going to have to do everything they can here. They still have a couple of smokes and flashbangs, but time is running low. We can see the boots coming for Twist. He kind of fumbles it, though. Stewie does not. He nails the shot, and this could be it. Team Liquid looking to get themselves in the finish line. They have done it! Liquid take down Astralis, 16-14. They were down 6-1, and they kept fighting back. What an excellent game. Two Titans at Counter-Strike, locking horns, and we go to full distance. Amazing, amazing scenes.
Yeah, the crowd are on their feet here at the arena in Miami. Absolutely amazing scenes. That's MIBR first, Liquid second, taking down